Good is the opposite of bad. So bad, then there's good, then there's really good, super good, great, incredible, amazing, epic, legendary, awesome, right? Like there's levels. When you say good routine, that doesn't mean something positive for me. It may mean something positive to you, but how specific is that? So then good routine doesn't sound like Olympic level routine. That doesn't sound like Academy Award winning routine. When you say things, let's make sure and use the correct terminology. There are over 3,500 words in the English language to describe emotion and how we feel, but yet most people use about 15 of the same words over and over and over and over and over. It's just not specific enough. The stronger the vocabulary, the more specific your intention for your characters can create bigger, better, more interesting dynamic and world for that character. And that all comes from your ability to communicate. When you're communicating, be mindful of what you're actually saying. Do you want people to say, oh, she did a good job, he did a good job? Or is there another word that you would want them to replace that with? Also understand that there's a lot of jealousy and envy that is not necessarily intentional. A lot of times it's just unintentional. You see someone or other people winning out there in life or on social media, and immediately, you might not even know them, but it invokes a feeling of jealousy or envy. Is that what you want other people to feel when you have a win? If that's not, then think about the psychology behind that. Oh, I just got this. I just bought this. I just won this. I just booked this. Or, I worked really hard and I had all of these factors stacked against me, but I locked in, I did the work, I put it all together, I sent it out there, and they loved it. I'm so grateful. I had all these things stacked against me, all these other factors. I'm creating commonality with everybody out there. Oh man, last night I had to deal with this, and this. It just wasn't the greatest night. But I buckled down and I focused. I was able to put this together, got it all wrapped up, sent it off, and I got a great result. We can never control what other people decide and do. We can control and direct what it is that we do. If you show up and you keep seeing people and hearing people talk about, oh, I killed this, I nailed this, oh, booked this, booked and busy, booked and busy, booked and busy, but you're not, how does that make you feel? I don't want anyone to be so sensitive. They're just words. But you know the saying, sticks and stones? But words can never hurt me. Words can never hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Many people break bones and they never change. And one person says something to them that is so hard and hurtful and painful, and they're shook. Their mindset gets disrupted, and they say, "F this, never again. Never again will I ever do this or deal with that or put up with this." And they're done. That's it. They changed their life in 1 second. That was something that was concocted and created for people back in the day when parents wanted to make their kids feel better when they were bullied. But understand the power of words. I mean, all throughout time, the pen is mightier than the sword. All of these sayings have come up that have been the opposite of that saying. Words are powerful. Words can start wars. If you're given an opportunity to change your life, do it as fast as you can. Do not hesitate. Just go. To change your life, think about this. Please don't be slow like other people. Speed of execution is the secret. You don't have to be the smartest. I wasn't, not even close. My sisters were valedictorian, salutatorian of their high school class. I was like number 563. You don't need to be the smartest. Speed to execution is the key. So if you can just focus and dial in on today and maximize today, then you're going to be in a great position. to kick off the rest of the week. This repetition loop. Here's what happens. People don't fail because they don't know what to do oftentimes. They fail because they keep repeating what they feel like doing instead of what produces results. People repeat what they feel like doing instead of what produces results. Remember, you got to disconnect from the emotion. Do what is necessary regardless of your feelings. Otherwise, when you don't feel like doing something, you will do something else. And that something else typically is not a priority item, and it is not in line with getting your goals. What is that loop? Okay, you set a goal. Okay, I'm going to do this. You feel motivated and you start taking some action, but then you hit discomfort, some resistance, tension. You start to pull back and avoid. And then you start doing low value tasks instead. You start to fall behind. And then you think, okay, all right, well that day, that week, that's shot. Let's reset. We got to get back on track. You ever use those words? Oh, I fell off. I got to get back on the wagon, the train, right? I got to get back on board. Then it repeats. Okay, look, what do I need to do? You set the goals, you feel motivated, you start taking some action, you hit resistance, you start to avoid, start doing low-level tasks that aren't aligned with your priorities or goals, start to fall behind, and then, okay, I got to reset. That's the loop. Why do people keep repeating the same mistakes? 4 main causes. Emotional avoidance, no defined actions or must-do non-negotiable actions, no consequence for inaction, and their identity is mismatched. Emotional avoidance. They avoid what? Calls, outreach, putting together their marketing, the lead generation because of fear of rejection. Posting on social media, going out and performing in front of people in classes, training because of the fear of judgment. Asking for the sale, closing, pitching, that's because of the fear of failure. What do they replace it with? Busy work, planning, organizing. Oh, I got to learn more. That's not necessarily being lazy. It's a way of protecting themselves. Remember, the brain is going to avoid anything that's dangerous, new, unknown, stressful, pressure, anxiety, and it's going to want to keep you safe. When you don't have defined non-negotiable actions, to-do list, it's way too long. Like there's just too many things. And you keep rolling things over and then the list is super long. It's not clear. Everything has the same priority. You don't have a number system where you circled or you highlighted or you bolded something. Everything's important, but then nothing becomes important when everything has the same importance. No consequence for inaction. No cost to skipping, not doing the calls, sending the emails, doing the research, going to training, the gym, mental training, academic, lines, rehearsals, studying. The brain will choose comfort over discomfort. This is the normal response to pressure that humans have. It's to shy away from it. You need to want it. You need to accept it. Think about one thing that you didn't do, maybe because there was no consequence. And then what did you say to yourself? It's not that big of a deal. Or you push it off. Or maybe it was a big deal, but you decided not to do it anyway. Here's where the identities don't match. The person at A is where you are now. You want to get to B. If you're at B, we want to avoid going back to A. I moved away from Naperville, Illinois, and every time I went back to Naperville, I wanted to go back and see my old house that I grew up in every few years, right? Why? I don't know. It was comfortable. Comfortable, I think. And then, after I went back there so many times, I don't know when it was, then, I didn't have a reason to go back. I already saw it. I know what it looks like. Other people live in that house, and they remodeled it. So I didn't have a reason to go back. I didn't give myself a reason to go back. So then I stopped going back. I know what it looks like. I've been there before. I don't need to go back there. It's the same thing. But here's the identity mismatch. You say you want results. You say that you want this. That's the person at B. I'm going to go do all these things. And that's what? With what you guys are trying to do, all of you, all of you are saying that you are professional. You all say that you are a pro, a professional. But then many of you, you treat it as a hobby. You actually do it as a hobby. So what does a pro do? If you have a few hours a day and you think, okay, what did I do to work on my business? And you spent an hour or 2 hours sending out emails to then make new connections with people, secure jobs, contracts, bookings, or clients, new students, change lives. What do you get paid an hour? What is your time worth for an hour? Well, that's what you would get paid every day if you did that for someone else and not for you. You put in an hour or two of work, you get paid. What is that? $20 an hour, $100 an hour, $500 an hour. Whatever you think your value is worth. Now, you then add that up. Is that enough? Would you consider that a professional, where they spend that amount of time working on their business that many hours a day? Versus real professionals, they put in how many hours? 8, 10, 12 hours? Those people that have businesses, whether it's a martial arts school, yoga, fitness studio, personal training business, and they have staff to run their business, they want to go to another level. They will also want to go from A to B, but they got comfortable. And so they don't have to be in their business, at their business for 8, 9 hours a day. They let other people do it. And then they want to get to the next level, but they're spending 2, 3 hours a day trying to do that. They forgot what they did to build the business, or 2 locations or 3 locations. And now they think that they can go to the next level by just putting in 2 or 3 hours a day. At some point, you can get to that, but not in the beginning when you're trying to transition and you're trying to make that leap over from A to B.